For anybody who's got any requests on crypto, stocks, any asset, I just kind of want to do a quick little rundown going into the trading week. Markets were closed. Well, crypto never closes, but stocks were closed today to celebrate the holiday. But it all opens back up tomorrow, wide open. Let's see what kind of crazy mischief and insane pump and dumps that the stock market can give us tomorrow. I'm sure they'll have some horrible news in the morning, great news in the afternoon, usually how they run. But just want to go over here. Here's Bitcoin in the hourly chart. So in the last hour or two, it started doing some positive looking stuff. Bitcoin at one point just looked like it was going to give up the ghost, and then turned around and say it got as low as like 41,567. Rallied as high as 42.4 ish. And then this last hour candle has just opened up above that one. So now it looks like we're getting followed through price action. On the hourly chart, looks like we have a little hidden bullish divergence trying to play out, if you can call it that. But if nothing else, we're starting to lose negative momentum. Sellers are starting to get a little exhausted. But that's on the hour. That's for like the little quick traders. But we'll go out and we'll look at some other time frames. The 4 hour, I mean, nothing really to write home about. We're still building negative momentum, but there's our low. As of right now, technically we're at a higher low. We're struggling to get these moving averages. So kind of holding where we've been the last few days. Nothing spectacular. We're going to look at the daily. We've made a low, the same low, and then your MACD. You have negative momentum, lower levels of negative momentum. It turned positive for just a little while, and it's trying to lose it now. Hopefully, we'll get some catalyst going into the evening hours. Probably, usually around 6:15, you'll start seeing Asia wake up. And for the last 2 months, all Asia's done is sell. Eventually, they've got to run out. Eventually, they've got to quit selling. Hopefully, or some buyers will come in here in U.S. and some other countries, but hopefully we'll start getting some positive price action to move the upside. But right now, it's just really kind of stagnant. There's nothing exciting at all. We can go out to the weekly real quick. I kind of like this right here for the fact that I thought it was going to play out to a head and shoulders, and it still could. Still could. We could get the left shoulder, head, right shoulder could be yet to be forming. But I think we're going to have to get a significant rally to even possibly entertain that one right now. But on the weekly, I feel like, judging from our MACDs and our RSI down here, what we've got is a double bottom situation going on again. Because if we'll look, I'll pull a line over here so y'all can see it better. I mean, we had same setup almost. What's up, JoJo? Yeah, man, appreciate it. I had it all set up. We went through all that. My main man Willie T, he's been working hard on this, and I messed around and did something on YouTube to get banned, and then so he saved the day again and come in there and got it all working again. Actually, better than it was the first time. He's one of those. Every time he does something, it gets better and better. So Willie T has saved the day here with the stream, and steady adding to it. I've got to rebuild the wheel. But what we've got here is earlier you see a low. We had the big rally, same low, another big rally with higher highs. To me, it looks like a double bottom trying to form because we haven't got close really yet on the MACD to negative momentum. If we can, it looks like it's leveling off. It may be too early to tell. Here, let's zoom in a little closer. But it looks like it's trying to level off. The sellers are kind of just struggling to push the price down much more. So what we're wanting to see is them little candles starting to turn pink, white. We're ready to see the sellers start to give up the ghost and the buyers come in and start pushing this negative momentum upwards. And at that point, we'll have some beautiful bullish divergence with a double bottom. That could be setting up for something insane. It really could. And I know everybody looks at the price daily, hourly. Everybody wants to panic when it's down. If you're a long-term thinker and you're looking forward, what you need to see is that we have some similar patterns trying to play out. A double bottom at a level of inflection, and if we can just start losing negative momentum, that'll be the icing on the cake right there. So I like it. I want to go out to the monthly, get a little more perspective. I mean, look what you got here on the monthly. This Bitcoin's monthly. Each one of these candles is a month. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That third one hit that same low. Our third one has now hit the same low. Don't be surprised if Bitcoin doesn't make a fool out of everyone, and me included. It looked so nasty for a minute, but even though you're losing positive momentum, you see how quickly it can pop right back up. We can look back and see where we've lost it, and then it's popped back up, but man, I wouldn't write it off just yet. Just yet. Well, I think we got one more leg up. I don't think it'll break down to 39.8. I think she's about to turn around. I think so, JoJo. Very, very good possibility that we see Bitcoin just do what it does. Look, we bounce off here. If we get a slightly high low on the monthly, we can get a big bullish engulfing candle and get follow through price action like that. It could be epic, man. It could totally be epic. And I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to see it just blow. So there's Bitcoin. We'll look at the total market cap on the daily. Not looking bad at all. It's actually making a higher low, but that's because of all the altcoins that's steady pushing. It looks better than Bitcoin itself. So let's look at ETH real quick. Ethereum. They're still making these higher lows. I mean, what can you really complain about? This is just on the daily. Look down here at the MACD. And to me, I'm going to call this, I'm going to spot this as we finally started losing that negative momentum. I'm not going to write this off. Not just yet. Not that we're about to go negative again. I'm going to give it a minute and see what it does. Bitcoin Cash. All right. I'll look at that for you, JoJo. But no, Ethereum still hanging in there like everything else. I don't think you can be too disappointed in it. I mean, let's just zoom out, people. Zoom out. Look at that. Look at this just. I know the daily price action is very, very. But can you really get upset when something's still making higher highs, higher lows on a large time frame like the daily, the weekly, the monthly? No. No, patience is required. Let's go find Bitcoin Cash here, if I even have it on my list. No, I got this Bitcoin SV. No, I'll pull it up. Bitcoin Cash. Let's see. On the daily. Okay. I like it. I like it. I think you got you're losing negative momentum down here on the MACD. We've started turning positive here. This is the daily chart. I like the way it looks. I'm glad we're right here. We're back above some of these previous. We're trying to hold these previous lows because we see what we did when we had a low, a slightly lower low. We ran again. I think maybe that's what she's trying to do. We got a low, a slightly lower low, and we're trying to get followed through price action. So all we need right here is for these candles to make a higher low, start to run again. And it could be some really, really good price action to follow. We'll look at it on the weekly. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a little divergence trying to play out. So Bitcoin Cash could turn around, and then we want to start looking at levels like $558, 684. 769, we break 769, all bets are off. Who knows? To the moon and back. KNC is actually kind of looking pretty good today. Some really good divergence going on. What else I got for y'all real quick? Trying to run through anything I can. Anybody got any questions, let me know. I'm about to run through these. We got some friends coming over. Going to put some steaks on the grill. Try and dodge the snowflakes. And maybe drink some whiskey and jump in a freezing cold pool. Who knows? It's limitless. Let's go to Shiba. Let's look at Shiba on the weekly. Really no indicators it's had time to mature, but I do it anyway, just to play around. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. We got the daily here, which we don't have a whole lot of action on that either, but we're seeing a low and a higher low right now. A little small trend line trying to form. I like it. But let's look right here on the 4 hour. We got a low, a higher low. We have a low and higher levels of negative momentum. I'm really digging it. I'm digging it. I really feel like Shiba's fixing to surprise some people and do some things that we've been waiting on. I mean, any of us that were listening and paying attention down here, you're already huge profit margin right now. You could get out right now and be just fine. There's plenty of people that bought in back here with me and JoJo and Dylan and I mean dozens of us that bought in way back here that you can't help but be in profit. There's several of us that's in stupid huge profits. They were, and they're still in pretty massive. They're still up 5, 6, 700%. So Sheeb's still looking pretty nice. Let's see what you're saying here in the chat, JoJo. Ethereum Classic. Man, I might have it on here. Ethereum Classic, I quit messing with it when they got 51% attacked. I wasn't digging on it too much after that. Let's just get rid of some of this. That's been a while. What do we got on Ethereum Classic? Well, like everything else, it's doing the same as Bitcoin Cash. It's trying to hold these levels. We definitely need to hold that. We don't need to break below. If it breaks below 2750, I'd look out because you're going back down to around the 19 area. I'd approach that with caution right now until what's going to make me want to probably get involved in it is we have this low, lower low. Now I want to see this reversal, this pivot point. I want to see it right here make a higher low and follow through price action to get us back up 35, 69, something like that. And then I'll start looking at possibly re-entering. Airport, what is that? Yeah, I mean, Ethereum Classic is also, you're right on that, JoJo. It's about coming out of nowhere. If we look back, maybe last Christmas, let's see, where was it? When it started to turn and went crazy. Now, let's go. Let me go back out on the weekly. Yeah, October, November of 17. Nope. I zoomed out too far. Hold on. We had a crazy rip. There it is. Yeah, it started turning right around Christmas last year. They just rip. It can do that. It can come out of nowhere. I mean, look at this candle right here. It can just... Ethereum Classic is so manipulated. You catch a 300% gain in a single week. So better to be in it. If you look at the weekly, you know, we're kind of got a little bullish, a hidden bullish divergence wanting to form. So it can do anything, man. It's one thing. There's always that coin toss. Yeah, Shiba. We all of us held for a long, long time on Shiba. I was lucky to stick to my guns and sell at my price target, and I did, and I was able to re-enter and been able to reaccumulate at lower levels, and I know several of us probably have. But today everything's just kind of down 4 or 5% overall in the market, kind of bloody. There's probably a bunch of crap coins that's trying to do something. Your U.S. dollar is doing something I hope it continues to do because it's garbage. But it's trying to break this trend line. It's retesting the bottom of it now. I hope it fails. I hope it fails and goes back down. We hit that 94 because we'll start getting that rally in crypto. If we can get the U.S. dollar to stop being manipulated to the upside, and we get a partial rise and go back down and test this, we get that last leg of the crypto market up. Appreciate that, Dylan. Yeah. Oh, Willie T, man. Your cuz, Willie T. He killing it, man. He crushing my live stream. I love it. As soon as I get that wheel relabeled, we'll start playing some drinking games and win some crypto and all kinds of other crap that we can give away. Just give away stuff to be given away. But yeah, that's what we got going there, the U.S. dollar. So nothing super exciting. Kind of pointed out some BBIG last week that went nuts. Let's look at it again and see how it's living up to that hype. Now this is the weekly on BBIG, and I pointed it out, and it ran for 2 days. And to be real honest, it doesn't look like it's done at all on the weekly. And when you get these kind of time frames, I mean, look what you got going on right here. Ever so slightly higher low. Ever so slightly. But I called it right there on that second test of that line, and we just had an explosion up. If you had got into it, let's see, anywhere the beginning of last week, I mean, you had a 94% gain at one point. I think it ended up the week on like 82% gains. So we're looking good on the weekly in BBIG, and that's a stock on the NASDAQ. We're losing that negative momentum, starting to get that little bit of hidden bullish divergence want to play out. On the daily, we're getting above moving averages. We're testing that now. Higher lows. And if this thing really wants to rip, if we can continue with the volume coming in, we're already right here at congestion area. If we can get through this, you're talking about getting up into 501. That's a pretty nasty area. You break the 501 to 559, then we got a gap fill here too. We've already filled this one. This gap fill at 591, you fill that gap, then you're going to go right up to the next one at 740. So BBIG could probably play out and make some killer money in the coming weeks. I wouldn't be scared to throw a few dollars in it. And then, yep, JoJo's on it too. He got on it. Let's look at something else. You got ATR. It is trying. It's trying to hold it strong. You got a low, a higher low. That momentum hasn't really swung yet. It's just holding strong. This is another one that can come out of nowhere and blow your mind. I'll tell you what you don't want to be in. Let's look at something that I think is just garbage. RKT. I got burnt by RKT. I've made money on it a couple times. It has rocked my world a couple times. Since it has went live on the exchange, it has been one of the most insanely unpredictable pieces of crap out there. No matter how good the 4 hour, the daily starts to look, it always gets pushed back down. Pushed back down. You had this big manipulatively candle right here that ran this thing up to 40 something dollars on the news. They were giving away some stupid dividend, like $6-7 a share. It is garbage. On the weekly, it's garbage. On the daily, garbage. And it's been around. It's a company that's been around forever, and is a very, it's been a profitable company, and it's a good company. For some reason, since it's hit the stock exchange and become publicly traded, Wall Street has beat this thing with a baseball bat into submission and did nothing but make lower lows and lower highs, with the exception of this big pump and dump scheme crap right here. I know I'm still sitting on some, but then again, it's something that I'm looking 3 or 4 or 5 years down the road. Hopefully the volatility and the craziness gets to go on. But just RKT, if you're hearing about it or anybody's telling you about it, you're seeing stupid news about it, stay away from it. It's garbage. Anybody who's in RKT right now, like myself, I'm still holding a few shares in my long term. They're beat the hell back. I keep trying to average down in it. They just keep getting beat down. We just got to wait and see what's going to happen. This thing's got to show some life. So definitely don't buy that. If you're in it, you've lost money. But that's okay, because time in the market is more important than money in the market. Warren Buffett doesn't buy shit and sell it the next day. He buys it and sells it in 40 years. Probably the least stressful way to worry about it. Yeah, that was, BBIG was one of my Facebook posts. Let's see, anything else here that I kind of wanted to point out? Let's look at AMC and GameStop just to see what they're doing these days. Oh, it's still in a channel on the 4 hour. Daily, still in a channel. Still in a channel. It's going to need some action to the upside. GameStop kind of faked us all out. We hit this big old pennant. We thought it fell out at first. Then it broke back above the trend line. Then it dumped again. Yeah, the meme stocks, the original meme stocks, they're not that hot. They're struggling. Some of the stuff I did have setups on. So I've still got my numbers listed here. We've got some stuff look good. Low, higher low. I pointed this out last week too. Let's see. Where's my entry? My entry price was $22.29 to $23.19, and it closed. Right here's the close price on Friday of $22.95, and we actually got down to as low. That's not even, where are we at? We're on the weekly. No, let's go to the daily. Yeah, we got down to like just under 22. So the entry price is kind of holding steady. If you got in anywhere in there, I think you're fine. And here's our take profit levels right here. I think we can easily, because there's a gap fill. There's a gap fill right here. They tend to want to fill those gaps. I like it. I like Carnival Cruise Lines to hit that 41, 45 target relatively quick. That is the weekly. So within the coming weeks, months, you'll probably see it pop up there and tap that. And then we'll have to reevaluate. And let's see, what else was I looking at that kind of jumped out there on me that it was possibly a good setup in the near term-ish. Sometimes I post so much stuff, I don't even remember. We've got American Airlines, and it's doing the same thing as Carnival Cruise. You got, it was almost a 3 rising valleys, and it still, I guess, kind of could be a kind of scuffed version, but we got a low, a higher low. We're losing that negative momentum. So American Airlines, all of this crazy pan and mask and all that stuff, that's got to go away. That's got to go away eventually, and things got to get back to normal. And we'll get back to trading in this range, the $23 to $53 range. We'll start chopping sideways again. But as of right now, it looks like it's trying to turn a corner, and we've got plenty of action to the upside. Plenty on the horizon. On the horizon, if you're patient. If you're patient, most of the time, nobody's getting rich today or tomorrow, but very easily, if you had started investing when the COVID crash happened, if you'd have bought anything, stocks, crypto, I don't care if you'd bought old tennis shoes on eBay, the way inflation, everything's going, you'd be sitting pretty right now. So anybody who did that, you know what's up. You're not worried about it. But yeah, there's some other crazy stuff that was up Friday that we can look for. And mainly on stocks, I'll look at request. I might post one or two if I see something that jumps out at me. It looks just crazy good. But crypto-wise, it just looks like a regular old nasty sideways day. Today looks like a Sunday. It really does. For it to be a holiday, we usually get a little action. It kind of looks like a Sunday. So I'm not bashing crypto today, but it hasn't got me excited at all. It's just kind of doing its thing, moving sideways, meandering across the universe, waiting for Warren Buffett to open his pockets and finally admit that it's a good investment, which will never happen. He'll die before he admits he was wrong. So that's it. That's all I got for tonight. I appreciate JoJo, Dylan, Herlando. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for not making fun of the sombrero. I know it's from your country. You gave it to me. But everybody else, have a good evening. I'll be back. Some more trade setups. Go drink whiskey. Go buy crypto.